In this video, we'll be reviewing best practices after completing a course copy. This is the third video in a three-part series. Video 1 is best practices before completing a course copy. Video 2 is how to complete a course copy. And this is the third video reviewing best practices after you complete your course copy. I highly encourage you, if you've not already watched the best practices before and how to complete that course copy, that you do that just to make sure that your students are getting optimal functionality within your course. Getting started on this, first thing that we're going to be reviewing is check your course carefully to ensure the result is as you intended. By that I mean occasionally when you do a course copy, there can be some error messages that you receive. Occasionally links are outdated, so just make sure that when you do your copy and it is in the queue and it is processing, if you get a red message or a red color or a yellow, that you actually go in and verify what those issues are. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So whenever I go into my course, if I am just on my home page and I go down to my settings, if I do import course content, so all of these jobs show completed. That is in green. That means there were no errors and it is good to go. However, notice that whenever I did this course copy, there was an issue. You can see what that issue was by clicking here. So if you do get any kind of yellow or red message, you do need to actually go in and see what those issues are and get those fixed for your students. The next thing that we're going to be reviewing is you are going to want to make sure that you remove unwanted duplicate content. So even if you're starting with a new course provided by the usual Online at JSU courses that we provide each term, these courses contain blueprint content and settings that may be similar to the content that you are importing. So if it is university policies, there would be university policies in your blueprint. So if you had a university policies in your spring course and you're copying that to fall, then now there would be 2 university policies. So definitely make sure that you go in and delete those duplicates so that you do have the most up-to-date information for your students, and there aren't duplicates that could potentially confuse your students. So importing content will always appear further down the page than the content that was already in the course, meaning in your blueprint. So if you see similar content like an orientation module, keep the one that's closer to the top and delete the one that's further down the page. Other content that may be deleted is home pages imported from older courses, because newer courses will have the latest home page already configured in the course from the blueprint. Now, there may be exceptions in certain situations where there is no new layout or any information or branding. And you already have a built homepage imported from the previous course that you prefer to use, so you don't have to rebuild from the newest blueprint homepage. So actually just showing you this in practice, if I go into my Canvas course, then I can show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So whenever I am in my course, if I go to modules, the newer information that is from my blueprint is going to be closer to the top. So by that I mean I see multiple academic support and university policies, academic support and university policies. So the one that is near the top is going to be the one that you want to keep there. So if you want to delete this entire module, you definitely can. Just go in, click the 3 vertical dots and click delete. Optimizing your experience at JSU, you want to delete the one that is further down the page. So it's deleted. So notice if I would have kept the duplicates of those, whenever I went into the modules of this course, it would have been very, very cumbersome. So definitely make sure that whenever you do your copy, that you do actually go in to see there's another optimize your online experience at JSU. So I already have one closer to the top, so I can delete that. So just making sure that you go in and actually review your modules so that it's not so cumbersome and confusing for your students is very, very important. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is update your homepage to ensure that it is relevant to the course's associated term. So if you do a copy, there will often be due dates and different things, and even just maybe your header in your in your course. They'll just be different things in that copy that is specific to that term, and you're going to want to make sure that all of that is updated. So in some cases, this may require locating the correct homepage in your pages to set your correct homepage. But in most cases, this just means customizing the content on the page with the information that is relevant to your current course's term. So if you know that you need to actually locate the correct homepage, you can go into your course navigation, click on pages, and then you're going to want to view all pages. Whenever you view all your pages here, it's going to show every single page that's in your course. And you can just click through that to actually find your accurate homepage and set that as the homepage. Additionally, you're going to want to update all due dates, your content availability dates, your syllabus, and other term identifiers, and just make sure that your headers are up to date, because if your content availability date is from a previous term, then your students wouldn't see that if it is not published, because it would have to be within the parameters of the current course. So just showing you what I mean by that. If I go into my course, and if I did, for instance, my news article critique, if I click here, if I were to be teaching a fall course, then I could do edit here and go in and actually edit my due dates here. So I actually on this assignment didn't have any due dates, so if there were, then you could just change that from your old due dates to be your August term to make sure that your students have appropriate access. And when you do that, make sure that you click save on that. If those due dates and availability dates are outdated, your students would not see it, even if it is published in your course. The next important thing that you need to do is update your syllabus and other content with any new textbook information, and update all dates and other information in your syllabus as needed to ensure the relevance of your course associated term. So if you just use a syllabus file, then you would just need to go in and change the term and change the date in your syllabus, and then just remove that old version and replace it with the updated version. Additionally, you're going to want to hide from students unnecessary course navigation links and make necessary links available to students. So for instance, whenever I look in this course navigation, I see multiple academic supports. That could be confusing to students if they choose to reach out to academic support. This would be the same thing. However, seeing it twice could be confusing, and so you do want to clean this navigation panel up for your students just to make sure, and I'll show you how to actually do that. A good example of something that you would need to pay attention to if you use HonorLock, you would need to go in and make that available to your students. So there's things that your students can and cannot see if you're not sure. This little eyeball helps, and also just going into your navigation and making sure that it is in the appropriate spot definitely helps, and I'll show you how to do that now. So to do this, you're going to go into your settings. You're going to go navigation on the top. So this top area is what students can see. This bottom area is what students cannot see. So if you know that you use Cengage, then you would need to enable this, and that would move that to where the students actually can see that. You can drag these around, so if you know that certain things need to be in a certain order, those can be moved as needed. And I do not need multiple academic supports here, so I can disable one of these because students would not need multiple. So make sure that once you make any changes that you need here, you do click save on this. And then you'll notice an immediate update in your course navigation panel. The next practice that we're going to need to review is once you have made any and all updates in your course, use your student view mode to simulate what a student would actually see. This will help you see what are students seeing. If you're not sure, then this feature would be an awesome access point for you to verify what's actually going on in your course. So a common question that we get is that the course has started, but they can't actually see anything in the course. And this could just be because maybe it's ready, you just forgot to hit publish on that. So to get to your student view here, if you click on modules, you don't even have to click on modules, honestly. It's on all pages. So if you just click student view here, this will pop up at the bottom so that you can reset. So if you make some changes, maybe you go in and try to even practice one of your own assignments, you can, and you can just reset that view. And when you're done looking through your course, you can just leave your student view. So going through here, you can check on your modules, whatever you need to check on. This is the view that would be just exactly how your students would see things. So you can click on things, you can try to submit things. If you do something that you need to kind of start over on, you can reset. But ultimately at this point, this is how you view in the same way that your students would see your course. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is making sure that your course is published. All 100% online courses should be published by the first official day of classes according to the JSU academic calendar. This recommendation applies to all other courses as well. By default, students will not be able to participate in courses until the first day of classes, but you do have the option to allow students to only view your course early. So if you want to give your students view access to your course to look at the syllabus, you can. However, students cannot participate in assignments prior to the start of the term. So you're encouraged to enable this feature once your course is ready. Either way, students can't access a course until it is published. So I'm going to show you how to publish your course, because this is a common question that we get on the first day of class. So if I go, there's multiple ways you can actually access this. I'll just show you my dashboard. So up here is a list of your unpublished courses. Down here is a list of your unpublished courses. So if there is something that you want to publish, you can simply hit publish here, and that would mean that it's available to your students. So if you know that you're ready for your class to see your class in Canvas, again, this would be view only access. You can just hit publish on that by the first day of classes. Very, very important. All right, and the last and most important thing is, if you have any questions, I know this is a very long video. It can be very confusing when you're going in and making these changes, and sometimes very overwhelming. So if you have any kind of questions, please email us or call us at extension 8172. Thank you and have a great day.